Yeah, please be seated. For me, yesterday was brown. For me, today is brown. At the back.
How did you guess?
We need to finalize. National Electoral Commission, I am pleased to welcome you all to this meeting. This is the first of our regular quarterly consultative meetings for the year 2024. The Commission has maintained the tradition of regular consultations with stakeholders, which is critical to elections and electoral activities. I am glad to note that working together, we have sustained the consultative engagements, arising from which important suggestions and recommendations have been made for the improvement of the electoral process in Nigeria. As we are aware, the mandate of the Commission is to organize, supervise, and conduct elections, in addition to other electoral activities. This is an extensive responsibility which involves 7 different types of elections: general elections, by-elections, off-cycle elections, supplementary elections, rerun elections, referendum, and recall. Only last month, the Commission conducted 48 elections, made up of 9 by-elections and 39 rerun elections in 26 states of the Federation, involving 3 senatorial districts, 17 federal constituencies, and 28 state constituencies, spread across 8,934 polling units in 575 wards, located in 80 local government areas, with a total of 4.9 million registered voters. I've said repeatedly that there is no election season in Nigeria any longer. Elections are held regularly and all year round between one general election and another. Instructively, even today's meeting is coming in the middle of increased activities for the forthcoming off-cycle governorship elections in Edo and Ondo states. By the timetable and schedule of activities released by the Commission in September last year, the Edo governorship election will hold on Saturday, 21st September 2024, while that of Ondo State is scheduled for Saturday, 16th November 2024. This means that we have just 6 months to the Edo State governorship election and only 8 months before the Ondo State governorship election. It is therefore appropriate to brief you at this meeting on preparations for the 2 governorship elections so far. For Edo State, 18 political parties conducted their primaries monitored by the Commission. Going by the provision of the timetable for the election, political parties have 20 days from 4th March 2024 to upload the list and personal particulars of their candidates to our dedicated web portal. As at this morning, 10 parties have done so. We expect the other parties to comply before the deadline of 6 p.m. on Saturday, 24th March 2024, when the portal automatically shuts down. A week later, on 31st March 2024, the Commission will publish the personal particulars of the candidates, the Form EC9, as required by law. I urge the media and the general public, particularly registered voters in Edo State, to scrutinize the biodata and credentials of the candidates, which is the essence of the publication as provided by law. Turning to Ondo State, political parties will commence their primaries for the governorship election in the next 2 weeks. At the moment, 17 out of 19 political parties have indicated interest in participating in the election. I urge media organizations to engage with political parties as well as their aspirants and report on the primaries with the same diligence and depth you report on the main election conducted by INEC. Doing so will go a long way to strengthen our democracy, since only the products of the party primaries are ultimately placed on the ballot paper for citizens to vote for in the main election. Party primaries are as important as the main election conducted by INEC. That's why the elections are called primary elections. INEC conducts the secondary election. A very important reality in today's age of information technology is the spread of fake news and misinformation instantly and on a global scale. As I said on many occasions, INEC does not believe in censorship. The best antidote to fake news is greater openness and transparency. It is in furtherance of this policy that the Commission interfaces regularly with stakeholders through our regular consultative meetings. We appreciate our partnership with the media, and I want to reassure you that INEC will continue to work very closely indeed with you. We welcome your reports, commentaries, and analysis on elections in particular and electoral activities in general. More specifically, some of the innovations introduced by the Commission to improve service delivery to the electorate, ensure the safety and security of journalists, and grant journalists unimpeded access to various locations during elections and electoral activities draw from your reports, as well as the suggestions and recommendations made during our quarterly meetings. I urge you to be a bulwark against fake news and misleading narratives about the Commission and its activities. Once again, I welcome you all to our first quarterly consultative meeting for the year. I thank you and
that I address us at this first quarterly consultative meeting between INEC and the media for the year 2024. This gathering marks a significant milestone in our democratic journey as we come together to reaffirm our commitment to transparent, credible, and inclusive electoral processes. As we get ready for off-cycle elections, particularly in Edo and Ondo states later this year, it is imperative that we underscore the vital importance of free, fair, and credible elections in the advancement of our democratic governance. Elections serve as a cornerstone of our democracy, providing the mechanism through which citizens exercise their fundamental rights to choose their representatives and chart the course of their collective future. The conduct of credible elections not only upholds the principles of democracy, but also fosters national unity, stability, and progress. It reinforces the legitimacy of our democratic institutions and reaffirms the people's trust in the electoral process. Therefore, the responsibility entrusted to INEC to conduct elections with integrity and impartiality cannot be overemphasized. I must commend the commitment of the Commission to upholding the highest standards of electoral integrity and transparency. Your commitment to ensuring that every vote counts and every voice is heard is commendable and, of course, serves as a beacon of hope for our democracy. Furthermore, I wish to express my profound appreciation to the media for their indispensable role as the watchdogs of democracy. The media plays a crucial role in informing, educating, and mobilizing the electorate, thereby facilitating the exercise of their civic responsibility. Your tireless efforts in promoting public awareness, scrutinizing electoral processes, and holding stakeholders accountable contribute significantly to the integrity and credibility of our electoral system. I also commend INEC under the headship of our Honorable Chairman for sustaining this quarterly engagement with the media, recognizing the media as a key stakeholder in the electoral process. This platform, therefore, provides an invaluable opportunity for dialogue, collaboration, and mutual understanding between INEC and the media, ultimately enhancing the transparency and effectiveness of our electoral processes. Let us commit ourselves to the noble ideals of democracy, accountability, and civic responsibility. It's also important that we work together tirelessly to ensure that the forthcoming elections in Edo and Ondo states, as well as future elections, are conducted with the highest standards of integrity, fairness, and transparency. Together, we must uphold the sanctity of the ballot box and safeguard democratic aspirations of our nation. It is hoped that our collective efforts would pave the way for a brighter, more prosperous future for all Nigerians. Having become more like a family in this gathering, we must carry forward the spirit of collaboration and dedication to democratic principles. We must continue to work hand in hand, united in our pursuit of a more just, inclusive, and democratic society. I look forward to the usual fruitful outcomes
Chairman. The Chief Press Secretary told the Honorable Chairman the Commission, the Chairman, Nigerian Union of Journalists, NEJ, for the ICT guide.
ICT.